Good morning, team. We move through similar movement patterns all week in training. So on Sunday for active recovery, we're going to move through different ones with this animal flow format. So if you're ready to get yourself prepped for next week's intensity, it starts here on Sunday. Let's go after it. First thing we're going to do, choose our first thoughts of the day so that we're in control. First thing we're going to do is find ourselves our paleo squat or paleo chair position. What that looks like is feet underneath the hips, and you're just going to come down into what we call a passive squat. If you feel like you're going to fall backwards, grab yourself a counterbalance to keep that weight up from falling backwards. And first thing we're going to do is just a couple deep breaths, just to prime ourselves, center ourselves. You can think 4 seconds in, hold for 4, 4 seconds out, and hold for 4 as well. Think about that breathing pattern while we sit here. If you're uncomfortable, that's okay. It'll only be a minute. We want to choose our first thoughts with I am responsible. It's my life, my choices, my responses. If I'm not happy with what it is, if you're not happy with where your life is at, change it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. It's on us. Next is I will make time between stimulus and response, so I'm not snapping at everybody. Right? Whatever stimulus comes at you, take a moment and then give the best version of the response that you can. Next is I have all I need to succeed and will focus on progress over perfection. There's no excuses. I don't have to wait for a better time. I don't have to blame the government for different. It's my steps. I have everything I need to take that first step, and so do you. And then those steps add up. Don't wait for the perfect time. Progress is all that matters. And then last is I choose gratitude. So that through the process of improving and working and focusing on things that need change, I want to see positive as well. Because if I only see negative, it's not a good place to be. So I'm responsible. I'll make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed and will focus on progress over perfection. And I choose gratitude. All right, and then we warm up. Let's do it. So we're going to start as we always do with some burpees because we are getting up early. We're getting off the floor. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jody. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Jabe's Garden. And good morning, Buddha of Destiny. Namaste. Let's get after it here. Oh, my screen's all over the place here. So we're getting down and we're getting up. Nice and easy. You can walk yourself down, put the hands on the floor. Walk it back slowly. I'm just looking to get all the way down, get all the way back up, celebrate the fact that I can do it. And we're going to do that until we feel a little bit more limber this morning, a little bit more awake, a little bit more alive. And then we'll get into our animal flow active recovery today. So a little bit different. We have done a few of these movements on our active recovery days before, but we're gonna make that the focus today with some neat positions moving around on the ground. What are you chewing, Maple? What is that? Huh, it's just an old ripped hair elastic. Perfect. All right. So getting the body moving here, getting the blood flowing, getting the heat turned up. Hopefully you guys are following along this morning, team. We may get a little bit of interval work on the bike after our animal flow if we're feeling up to it. So perfect way to start your Sunday. Set yourself up for success for the rest of the upcoming week. Be that with your workouts and with just making progress towards your goals. We're not staticky, are we? Yeah, here we go. James, I always do push-ups, jumping jacks, seal jacks, high knees, and foot fire. I'm not sure what that means. But something to consider there, James. And I guess any of the rest of you that come from the calisthenics burpee push-up world, is that if you're looking for a little more well-rounded fitness, a little more broad capacity, then join us for a little bit more, because you'll notice that we do a wide variety of different types of movements, different loadings, different combinations, which is going to give you less holes in your fitness, a more broad capacity than just doing, air squats, burpees, push-ups, and pull-ups. Like, there seems to be a big community of people doing that, but there's more to it, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. All right, next piece, we'll go with our knee raise. Right, if you're looking to just get started in fitness or just to get some motivation, that's a great place to start, right? Doing a bunch of burpees. That being said, there will be limitations in the capacity that you get from that. Good morning, Jason. If you only practice burpees, push-ups, air squats, all that kind of stuff, that's what you're going to be good at, right? If you practice a wide variety of skills, a different loading, like we're going to do here, you're going to build a wide variety of capacities, right? If you never lift anything heavy, then you're going to be limited in strength. If you never push your range of motion, then you're going to be limited in flexibility. If you never push the heart rate, if you never push, right, whatever factor you're missing, next is a good morning. Feet underneath the hips, send the hips back. Whatever piece you're missing is where you're going to be limited in your fitness. So, there's a great community there, and I know that you guys are, Debbie and Jabes and Buddha, I know you guys are coming from this burpee world. But join us a little bit and you'll see there's some extra capacity that you're going to be able to build here that's going to carry over to your life. More than just burpees. Okay, from there, we'll get our lateral hip warm up. We'll do our drop and raise of the opposite hip. And then we'll do our golfer deadlift on the next round. So you can get 10 there per side. I wonder if our balance is improving. I wonder if you guys are noticing that with doing a little bit more single leg work. And that hip control, I wonder if we're seeing that improve. I think I am. I got a little hang coming today too. Seeing that improve as we're hitting that at least once a week. All right, from there we got our reverse lunges. Taking that back. Oh wait, I changed it, didn't I? What else did I change? Okay, Spider-Man lunges. So we're gonna go from, we're changing up a little bit as you see on there. We're gonna go to a Spider-Man lunge. So what you're looking at here is basically your plank position, and then take one foot outside the hands. And we're just gonna get some little bit of movement around there, forwards, backwards, side to side. Debbie says, I'm working out with you. I'm not coming from any world. I'm on my own world. I'm new to YouTube. And I'm going through the channels I like, workouts I like to learn from others. Got it, Debbie. I guess I just saw you in some other chats, but yeah, you're just getting a feel for it. I love it. I respect everybody and what they do. No disrespect. No. Hey, don't take that as disrespect, right? I respect anybody who gets up and moves their butt, right? That is not meant to be any disrespect. What I'm saying is, if you want to optimize, if you want to maximize, if you want to be as well-rounded as possible, then don't just do the same thing over and over again. But in no way am I taking away from what they're doing, right? The amount of volume some of those guys do is incredible. And it's all very impressive. I'm just saying from a fitness standpoint, right? Those guys, for the majority, are not coming from a coaching place. They're just working out for themselves. You know, from somebody who's studied this their whole life, I'm going to try to be as efficient and effective as possible to get the most capacity I can. The most broad, general, inclusive fitness, general physical capacity, call it whatever you want, or general physical preparedness, call it what you want. That's what we're going to do. Good morning, Yaroslav. Race day. I'll get it right eventually. Okay, from there, we're going to do another new one. Although if you've been to my gym, you've done this. You're going to sit on your heels. One hand goes between the knees, the other hand goes to the temple, and then we're going elbow to elbow, and then elbow to the ceiling as high as you can get it. Rotating at the thoracic spine as much as you can to keep the abs tight. Get at least 5 of those per side. As high as you can. You may feel a little bit of cracky poppies there. Switch sides. Hand to temple, elbow to elbow. So turning on some of the muscles of the upper back. And trying to get a little rotation and opening of the upper back. Because most of us tend to sit over a keyboard or a desk, and that position becomes pretty rounded forward. And then last, the first round is some air squats. So feet underneath the shoulders, hips down and back, ideally till the hips are below the knees. Feet are nice and flat on the ground. Knees are in line with the feet, they're not falling in. Let's get 5 there, at least. Now we'll get one more round of the warm-up and get into our active recovery day. Some new positions to explore. All right, so round 2, you're going up in front, out to the side and down, and then back around, getting a little bit of rotation in the hip. Yaroslav, what time does the race start? What's your level of excitement versus nervousness? How you feeling? Switch sides. A few more of these. I get a little click in the hip sometimes. That's nice. Next, we'll go to our good mornings. So feet back underneath the hips. And we're just hinging, trying to maintain a locked up midline, so the one piece here that doesn't bend, it's rotating around the hip joint. Forgetting my new warm-up. Oh, staggered. I've written staggered on there, meaning one foot slightly in front of the other. You'll just get a little more hamstring on the side that's in front. Get a couple of those. Followed by our hip. So we're going to go with a golfer's deadlift this time. So you're standing on one foot, hinge over, whoops, find balance, and just touch the floor out in front. Let's get at least 5 there per side. Dog is excited. So if you have dogs and you go out in nature, make sure you're checking your dogs for ticks. 'Tis that season. Been pulling them off Maple for sure. She's got one on her neck right now. A couple more of those. Wow, balance is tough on this right side. I should spend more time there. All right, followed by Spider-Man lunges. So back into that plank position. 1 foot outside. Strange not to have our reverse lunges now. Debbie says, awesome, I like your channel. I like all kinds of fitness. Thanks, Debbie. I agree. It's there's lots of fun stuff to do out there. The way that I see it is build a base of fitness like we're doing here through something that is pretty broad, so that any physical activity, be it sports or any kind of playing that's physical, you'll have the capacity for it because you've trained all kinds of different modalities and durations and intensities, so that the man, Yaroslav, I am terrible on this, you say. Yaroslav says, it was yesterday, all good, legs are destroyed, but I'm happy that I finished. I'm about to drive back home, 5 to 6 hour trip. Woo. Ooh. Hopefully you take some breaks, get up and move around every once in a while. I think that 21 kilometers and then sitting in a car for 5 hours is going to be, I guess it was yesterday, you got to sleep at least. But if you got a couple minutes before you run, tell us about it. How long did it take? What was challenging? What did you like about it? Almost ready to move here. Okay, back up for our thoracic spine rotation. So hand in front between the knees, hand to temple, elbow to elbow, and then elbow to ceiling. You can push off the other leg a little bit more if you want a little bit more rotation. Just loosening up the body, turning on the body, but nice and easy so that we're all set for next week. AMRAP Monday tomorrow. Maple's looking at me with a ball. She's like, what are we doing here? When are you going to throw this ball? There it is. All right, and then air squats. Still learning this new warm-up format. So back to the squat, last set here. Just work through 10, nice and easy. Finding some, maybe some cranky spots in the bottom there. We will be back in this position a little bit for our frog coming up here, so. All right, it's feeling pretty good. We're getting there. All right, so we're gonna do something slightly different here today. And we're gonna just do a quick video to show that. Hopefully.
Maybe she's born with it.
My internet will be fun here.
Grass versus cement will change the style of the animal moves. These first 6 movements are good for anyone to get started.
Okay, so if you're unfamiliar, this channel is called StrengthSide, and we're gonna follow a few of this today. So he's gonna do a better job explaining than I am. So
what if there were simple, natural movements that
we're
can
not
make
doing
you
all
stronger,
of them.
more mobile, and in
I'll
better shape
explain the
than
ones
most
we're gonna
people?
do here.
Would you try them? Most likely, humans have been inspired by how animals move for thousands of years. Practices like jiu-jitsu, capoeira, kung fu, wrestling use these movements to create well-conditioned, functional bodies. I personally find these movements balance out my strength training with keeping me athletic and mobile. I recorded 2 of my sessions, and you'll see how training on grass versus cement will change the style of the animal moves. These first 6 movements are good for anyone to get started with to build your base. The additional movements are how I build this into a full workout for myself. Want to get stronger, leaner, and more flexible? Start here. My favorite thing about the frog is its moving squat
Frog
mobility
is
training.
the
Sit
third
down
one we're
into
gonna
a
do.
low squat, reach the hands out in front of you, and then bring the feet back close to the hands again. This shifting of weight between your upper body and your lower body is really unique, and I think it helps connect your body through your core. On grass, I like to go faster and almost jump into my hands. While on a hard surface, I like to reverse and do the backwards frog. Now the shoulders and wrists get strengthened a ton in this movement, and over time, you'll feel yourself floating on your hands for a little bit longer. The The crab almost seems too easy,
one that we're
yet
gonna do. This is the
I've
second
found
one we're
so
gonna
many
do.
people that are tight in the chest, shoulders, and wrists not able to do this movement. And that's
You've
one of
done
the
this
main
one
reasons
before.
why I keep it in my routine, is because it gets you pushing the ground away behind your body into extension. This is great for opening the chest and the upper spine, as well as just general shoulder health. Now, the other reason is because the crab is the precursor to this movement, the crawl switch. And this movement's
We did this
dope
one last
because
week,
you can do
didn't
it
we?
in a small space. And if you have any intentions of getting into
Something like
more
that.
animal flow types of movements, you're going to want to be strong in the crab. The bear is unique in that it's great
And
for
then we're doing
stretching the
bear as well.
hamstrings as
So we're gonna
well
do
as
bear,
pushing the arms overhead. It's the exact same as the cat crawl with your
crab,
hips
and
lifted
frog.
high and your knees straightened. For people with tight hamstrings and calves, I really like to have them go nice and slow and work on compressing that belly to
Okay, I
thigh
think
with
that's
each rep.
clear
This is
enough.
another one that's great to do traveling backwards, as now you push the ground away in the opposite direction.
So I think we get the idea there. We're gonna do 3 of those plus a hang. So as usual, for Sundays, we're gonna go EMOM 20. So every minute on the minute for 20 minutes, but we're rotating through those 4 movements. First being your bear crawl, right, with the hips up nice and high. Or if you want, and I think I skipped over it, but you could do cat as well. So those 2 are pretty similar. Bear, the hips are high and the legs are more or less straight. Whereas cat, you're looking for the torso, right, the back to be more parallel with the floor. So that's the first one, bear or cat. The second one is gonna be crab. So just as he was showing there, you can kind of just hang out with the hips pretty low, or if you want, you could make that almost into like a tabletop and spend some time there. Drop the hips, you could go side to side, you can go forwards, backwards, whatever you'd like. And then the third one is a frog hop. So you're gonna get yourself in a frog position, and I think you may have noticed what he said there is on a hard surface going backwards is maybe a little bit easier, but you can go both ways, right? So hands go out in front, and then both feet come forward to meet it. You could just be a little more gentle with that, or going backwards seems a little easier. Hop the feet back, and then press back with the hands. And then the last one is gonna be a hang. So if you have a pull-up bar, that's what we're going to go with. If you don't have a pull-up bar, I know now I've just started saying get a pull-up bar. But if you still have not got one, I mean, a play structure is great, a tree is great, if you can hang from something like that. If not, you could always just hold a weight by your side. You could do like a farmer's carry. Obviously not exactly the same stimulus, but it will work the grip. Not necessarily in the same way that a hang would, but potentially still good. So for the hang, you got all the options you want. I'm probably just gonna go 2 hands and just a relaxed shoulder, just to try to open up the shoulders a little bit from the week. But you could go single arm. I mean, it is active recovery day, so I personally am not gonna push too hard. Just a nice easy hang. If that's not accessible, obviously put your feet on the floor and just scale the weight a little bit. So if you're newer to hanging, just use your feet on the ground a little bit. So get any gear setup you need. Pull-up bar really is the only thing that you might need, and then just clear out your space if you need to. Smash the like button if you haven't yet, and we're gonna get right to this. Yaroslav, it was really cool. I run 16K in about 2.5 hours, but the last 5K took the same time. Wow. 2 last uphills, 5 total, were super hard. 1.5 kilometer elevation. Obstacles were not that bad. Not as bad as the trail itself. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to do one of those at some point. And Jody says, cool stuff. Where'd you find this guy? Good question. I must have been searching for something. I found him a little while ago, but just found that video recently. Debbie, awesome. I like that workout. Yaroslav, have a great workout. I have to depart. See you tomorrow. Have a safe trip, Yaroslav. We'll see you tomorrow for AMRAP Monday. All right, team. Sounds like we are ready to go here. Wow. Yeah, we got some classical music here for today. That That should last through the whole thing, as it is like 29 minutes. Make sure have we had any static this morning? Not too bad so far. Okay. All right, so it starts with the bear crawl. You can see on there, you can see the clock. We should be good to go. Let's set this. We're going to go 20 of 1 minute. That's not what I wanted. There we go. All right, let's do this, team. Jody says, bye, Yaroslav. Yeah, man. Have a good trip. Okay. All right. Bear crawl first. If the dog gets crazy, she'll go away. 10 seconds. Hopefully your dogs aren't crazy. 3, 2, 1. So hands on the floor. Hips up high for the bear crawl. There goes a ball. That can't be good. You can turn around when you get to the end of space or go backwards. I'm going to do some forwards, backwards. You can think about bringing the hands close to the feet. See if you can make contact. Whoa. Really pushing that stretch if you want. You could do a little bit of side to side. Can't hear any music there. What's happening to our classical music? Try to go both ways if you're going to go side to side. Maple. And another 10 seconds and then we'll be on the crab. Three, 2, 1. Flip it upside down. Obviously, take breaks if you need to. If you find this tough on the wrist, don't move around as much. Maybe just get into that crab position. Hang out for a few seconds. Take a break. Do what is accessible. What feels, maybe a little challenging, but not like it's going to beat you up. I want to feel, better tomorrow than I did today from having done this. You could do some side-to-side crabs as well if you want. I think a lot of crabs walk sideways. So if you want to be realistic about this, you could think about that. 10 seconds. And we're going to frog. 3, 2, 1. Excited maple. So you can start these with little small hops. You can make them bigger as you go if you want. Remember, you can go backwards. It's a little bit easier. Ooh. As he was talking about, you can start to float on the hands a little bit. It does require more work. Ribbit. Some quiet music. You could turn the frog into a duck walk if you wanted to, and just hang out there and walk in that squat. All right, we're going to our hang. 3, 2, 1. On the bar. So you can do this in one set if you want and try to hang for whatever duration and then just get off, or break it up into a few sets. Because we're only doing the hang once every 4 minutes, feel free to push it a little bit more than if we were going back to back. 30 seconds. Now the music's picking up. 20 seconds and we'll be back to our bear crawl, round 2. 15. I actually recognize this song now. 10 seconds. Alright, 3, 2, 1, bear crawl. Might go cat. That one's more tiring. Who knew that this song sounded like this? It was 29 minutes long as well. Maybe I'll alternate bear and cat there. One burns the quads and one pulls on the hammies. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I think I caught a raccoon last night, by the way. I'm sure that's what you were waiting to hear. 20 seconds. Hi, Maple. Alright, next is crab. And 5, 3, 2, 1, crab. Hey, Doug. Hey, Doug. Whoa, wow. Whoa, you like crabs, Doug? You like crabs? You just bit my shorts. She's so jacked up. Doug, 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 Doug. Arr. Arr. Hey. Can you hear her on the mic? Growly guts. Hey. Are there vocals in the song? Whoa. We're on it today. We might have to work out to this more often. It's pretty good music. 10 seconds. And we'll be back to frog. 3, 2, 1, go ahead. When I land in the frog, it's a good low back stretch. You can hang out there in the bottom of your paleo squat if you want. I find it challenging to put the heels down in the hop. My tendency is to want to stay on the toes here when I land. 30 seconds. Yeah, forwards is far harder than backwards. I'm sure you're learning that as well. Hip flexors are burning. 10 seconds. Ribbit. And then we're on our hang. Round 2. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go chin up grip on this one, so palms back. We're just mixing it up, figuring out what works, getting a little exposure to all different positions. Just like I was talking about, I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I want to build capacity in all different areas. That's why we change it up every day. 30. You like that song, Maple? "20 seconds. That'll be the end of round 2, and we're back to the bear. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Back on the bear. No, we're not barking. Sorry about that. She's getting jacked up, as you can tell. Maple, chill it. Rawr, 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 rawr. You're hilarious. So I'm mixing it up between the bear and the cat. Wow, the cat burns the quads. Lots of hip flexion here today. Lots of hip flexion. 20 seconds. If you can hear me over the music. And we're back to the crab. Crab, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna do some side to side. Jody says my pup is literally doing the same thing with the tennis ball in my face. Yeah. Crazy dogs. At least she's got a ball and she's not just like jumping on my head, which has happened. So I intentionally brought a couple extra toys in here this morning so she ideally chewed on something that I want her to chew on. Alright, frog in 10. 3, 2, 1. I think she hears the countdown. She hears the 3, 2, 1 and she gets excited. She's like, I know what that means. It means you're gonna do something. Halfway, 30. All right, back to the hang. 2, 1, go. Getting a little warmed up here. We're doing it. Good job so far, team. Keep it up. Just 20 down. Relax, shoulders, that's 30. That's 40, 20 left. Obviously you can come down sooner if you want. 10. And we're going to our bear crawl next. That's 3 rounds down, 2 to go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, dog. Woo. There's the music. Like that song, Maple? Music makes me feel special. 30. Ten seconds. And we'll go to crab. 3, 2, 1. Back to crab. Maple's going insane. This is pretty fun, huh, Maple? This is pretty fun. We're doing basically a downward dog move, aren't we? Yeah. You like that one? Jody says epic stretch music. It's pretty good, right? 30 seconds. Grab, 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 grab. 10 seconds. I'll be back to the frog. 3, 2, 1. Frog. $35. $10. We're back on the hang. 3, 2, 1. Back to chin up grip for me. That's 10. Hair in my mouth. That's 20. That's 30. $40. That's $50. All right, one more round. So back to bear crawl one more time. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Bear crawl or cat crawl, whichever you prefer, or both. Hi, Maple. Maple. That's probably all they can hear right now, Maple. Not even the classical music. Holy. Maple, stop. Ow. Dang it. Dog. You're crazy. Alright, crab is up next. Our last crab in 10. Three, 2, 1. Crab. Hi, Maple Dog. You're so excited, aren't you? You're so excited. You're the worst. Ow. Bumped into me again. You're a crazy dog. We're gonna get that tick off you. We're gonna get it. – 30 seconds. Right in the face with that ball. 15. 10. And then frog is back up next. 3, 2, 1. Last frog. Yes, Maple. Oh, the hips are burning. 20 seconds, team. Then one more hang, and we're through that section. 15. All right, last hang. 3, 2, 1. Oh, the hip flexors on those frogs are frying. Last one here. Great job. If you're interested, afterwards we're going to do just a little cool down interval piece. If you've got a machine, or you could do easy burpees, or a jog or something if you got, you know, a treadmill or a bike or a row or something. It's 35. Keep it up. If you're going for a long one, 20. 15. I'm going to go for the whole minute. You can hop down early if you want. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Easy day. What a soundtrack, right? Oh, great job. That was, in certain spots, far more challenging than expected. That was fantastic. That was great. That was great. Let's see. Pulsing iron. Morning, everybody. Now that's a great workout. Haha. I love doing this kind of stuff with my kid. There you go. You know, there's another reason, another great reason for doing something like that. It doesn't need to be, you know, you can look at it as, you know, mobility or active recovery, but you can also look at it as like, what are the types of positions that I'm going to spend playing, right? Especially with my kids, if you have some, you know, what are positions that you see, you know, people getting into, or young people that you look at and you're like, wow, that's impressive. Like, move your body through different positions, play on the floor, get down, get up, move around. You know, there's value in obviously the traditional exercises, but there's a lot of value in getting, well, I was going to say untraditional. I mean, those probably would have been real movements for us, but not typical ones practiced in the gym. So, Buddha of Destiny, namaste. Good morning, everybody. Nice music. Still in BG. I'm assuming that's probably like bed. And then Jody, hey, Pulsing Iron, good morning. All right, so what we're going to do now, if you can see it on there, we're going to do a little bit of interval stuff just to get an extra little flush. You can look at this in a number of ways. You can aim to, you know, push the pace a little bit, or you can aim to just do it really nice and easy. And options for this, Namaste says BG background, still in BG background. Oh, in the background. I think I get it. Thank you for joining. So yeah, I'm gonna hop on the bike, but if you don't have a machine, I don't know how that's gonna look. If you don't have a machine, you can do just nice easy burpees, right? So just getting down and getting up off the floor. We're gonna go with an interval, so 1 minute on, 1 minute off, basically. So you could just go nice and easy burpees, get yourself down, get yourself back up. You could do those for a minute and then a minute rest, or you can go faster on 1 minute and slower on the other. That's what I'm gonna do on the bike, basically go a little bit faster 1 minute, slower the next, and we'll go for 5 sets there. So we'll go 10 minutes and yeah, just get a little bit of flush of the muscle. So I'll give you a minute here to get set up if you need. If you've got a machine, you can hop on there. Jason, hop on the rower. Jody. And if you don't have a machine, once again, burpees are a good option for that as well. So we'll just use this kind of as our cool down. I'll get, you know what, might as well turn this, right? You won't be able to see the clock. I'll give you the timings. How about that? But it's just going to be 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Simple, simple. I'm going to set the clock even though you can't see it. What do we want here? Interval. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna set that clock and we're gonna get going here. So if you are ready. Oh, Jody says, wait, what's the scheme? Yeah, so if you can see on there, what I've got basically is 5 sets, 1 on, 1 off. I've got 1 at 8 out of 10 and then 1 at 4 out of 10. Maybe that wasn't super clear. So minute 1, you're gonna go, moderately hard. I've got an 8 out of 10 written there, but it's up to you, right? A pace that you could keep for at least 5 minutes kind of thing. And then, the second minute, just a super easy kind of recovery pace. Yeah, 1 on, 1 off, work full minute. Yeah, exactly. I don't want it, and the reason I've got the full minute is because I don't want you to go crazy hard, right? So if we were going like super fast, I'd say go 20 seconds. I just want this to be, a steady pace for a minute and then a really easy pace for a minute, and we're gonna go 5 times. Hopefully that was somewhat clear. Thanks you for the clarification question, Jody. Sometimes I don't make it super clear. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna set that clock. 10 seconds, we're going. Get some music here. 3, 2, 1, go ahead. That's 20 seconds so far. 30. 15. 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy for a minute. Jody. Okay, so 10 minutes of work? Yeah. I'm gonna call it 5 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. So I've just got a certain cadence that I'm gonna try to maintain for that minute. Nothing crazy. Just enough to get the heart rate up a little bit. 30 seconds.
Like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doing
20 seconds, we're going.
I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work.
Should drink some water. We're dry. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. That's 20 seconds down. 30. 40. That's 50. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy again. Buddha says, nice bike. Yeah, it needs to get more use. We've had this thing here for like 4 years, and I get on, well, started getting on a little bit more, but up until this past week, it'd be almost never. So we're bringing it in a little bit. Remember, if you don't have a machine, do this with burpees, or you could even just do like a run on the spot, high knees. That would be a good option too. Going in 20. Going in 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. It's 20. That's 30. 40. 50. 3, 2, 1. Rest. 2 more like that. We've got some cow clips afterwards as well if you're interested. $30 Nice easy flush. 20. 2 more. Use some water. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That's 30. 40. That's 50. 3, 2, 1. Rest. One more round, team. One more. Hi, Mabel. Buddha says, got the same with the treadmill, but gotta learn to put oil for the rubber because it makes noise. But using arm presses. Nice. So do you still use the treadmill, Buddha, or you just waiting to fix it first? Sure, it's not the end of the world if it makes noise. If it's just the belt rubbing. Used many treadmills that made noise in my day. 15 seconds, last set. 10. Ready. 5. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. That's 30. 40. 50, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Get 1 minute of cool down. Nice and easy. Probably do one hip flexor stretch after this. Watch a couple clips. Call her a day. Great job, team. Another 30 seconds of light. Nice and easy. Another 15. Jason, did you get on your rower? Debbie, what option did you choose? What do we go with there? 5. I got 77 cals done there. There we go. I think we might throw that in on Sundays. I kind of like that. Just another opportunity to get on that machine, which I probably should spend more time on. All right, that was great. So let's get, we'll get at least one stretch in here. Just to open up the hip flexors, I found the, what'd you call those? The frog and the bear a little bit were hip flexor intensive. Oh, okay. So what you're gonna do, we're just gonna go couch stretch. So you go shin up the wall. And then we're gonna step out in front. I'm gonna get a mat. Grab yourself a towel or something you can put your knee on. We'll hang out there for at least a minute. Come on. There we go. All right. Maybe while we're hanging out here, I'll show you a couple clips. Let's see, we got, whoops, that's not it. All right, so here was yesterday's cow and ram move. Let's go, girls. Stay in this stretch. So I've just moved their wire out of the way. That's where they were, obviously, and they're coming into the other side. Moving into greener grass where they haven't been yet. Maple, stop it. There we go. There's yesterday's lunch for the cows and the rams. Nice and calm. It's my happy place. Doug. Tiki. I think I've got a couple more here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, so ''tis the season for this. So that guy's going down the road, probably combining some soybeans, very likely. That's if you're unfamiliar with this machine. I don't like conventional farming, but I like machines. I think they're neat, as much as it shouldn't exist. That is a combine harvester. It's got tracks on the front, wheels in the back. It doesn't have its header, obviously, on it, but they would put a header on that to cut down the, they're likely cutting soybeans. And then here's Lexi eating some grass. Switch sides on the stretch, if you haven't yet. Maple, stop it. Stop. So there's Lexi getting her crunch. There they are. Okay. Please move. So if you haven't switched sides yet already, please do so. Jody says, holy shiz. Sub 215 / 3 minutes on concept 2 erg. Do you have a bike erg, Jody, or is that a rower? I think I know you have a rower, right? Do you have more than one machine? You got a bike erg as well? And those were your 2 times, 215 on and 3 was your rest pace. I like it. There's a tick on Maple here. We need to do tick removal, Maple. Whoa. Then Jody says, any tick issues with livestock? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I do not know, to be honest. I don't check them. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if anybody does. That's a good question, Jody. I would assume it's not a concern, as I've never heard anything about it, and they live out there. I think you'll see ticks on deer sometimes, but I think realistically, like if they're wild critters, like that's something that is part of their environment and they're, adapted to it or whatever. People are far more concerned about Lyme for humans, I think, than critters. We've definitely had dogs in the past that tested positive for Lyme, and I don't know. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? It kind of is what it is, and you hope that it doesn't affect them too much. You got a ticky. We got to get rid of that. Okay. So let's get out of here. Oh, well, let's wind her down here today. Oh, what's that? That's not what I wanted. Look at that. So, rower. Awesome, Jody. Awesome. Okay. So we finish off every day in this same format. 5 likes. Because it is time to work on the most important things. Your most important goal. Excuse me. The thing that's missing in your life of your perfect day. Or the thing that's there that you need to get rid of because it's hindering your perfect day. We set aside this hour. That sacred hour written there. And it is the time that you can carve out when your other responsibilities and the other demands of life are not tugging at you, is the most productive time, is the time that you're going to be able to make the most progress, especially if it is, right after you've gotten your exercise in, your mind is primed, your thoughts are clear, and you can make that most efficient progress towards your goals. So, 'tis time. Sit down, have a plan, have the daily step broken down so that you know that if you just accomplish that task, that you're on track for your goals. Make it happen. We do it every day. And then go eat some eggs. Get some animal products in there. Don't start your day with cereal. Try not to eat any of that processed crap. Your health will thank you. The planet will thank you. Jody says, my home is in bullseye for Lyme ticks. Lyme, Connecticut. So brutal. My daughter had it in kindergarten, still has side effects. Oh, that's curious. We actually, our older daughter, had a tick on her. I guess it was in the spring, and we tested it, and it was Lyme positive. She hasn't had any symptoms, but definitely something to be aware of for sure. So check yourselves, check your critters. Try not to give the ticks your blood. Okay. All right. So let's get moving on here for tomorrow. Let's check who we got. So tomorrow is Monday the 20th, aka AMRAP Monday. Oh, gross. We're going burpee pull-ups and alternating dumbbell snatches for the AMRAP tomorrow. Burpee pull-ups, dumbbell snatches. And then handstands for skill. Fantastic. As I say every day, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys showing up and kicking your own butts every morning before everybody else wakes up, making it a priority. You know that your life is important and it's not going to come to you. So good on you for prioritizing it. You guys are awesome. Love you very much. Have yourselves a fantastic Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for AMRAP Monday. Peace.